Good morning, Remax of Southern Africa. Good morning, Adrian Gosling.
Hey, how's it going, Ryan? Hello, everybody.
How's it going? Nice to see you joining us, everyone. Come say hi. Let us know what office you're from. It's very cool to have you. And if you're not part of the Remax family, then why not? So hi to everybody that's on this feed today. Today is a celebration. It's a panel discussion. We are going to be meeting some of our mentors, meeting some of our guests that were participants on Peak Producer. And as you could have seen now in that video clip, they finished their course. So very excited to have them with us today. There's Zora from selling team at Remax Rangro. Good morning. Good morning, Adrian. That's to see you.
Hi. Hi, Zora. Nice to see you. It's Lydia. Is that Lydia? Probably Lydia, Zora.
And Chad, good morning, Remax family. Yeah, good morning, Candice. Come hop on and let us know what office you're from. Give a shout out to your office. It's great to have you with us. We are very lucky to have our CEO, Adrian Gosling, here with us today. And Adrian, I think before we get into Peak Producer, I just want to ask you a couple of questions, put Adrian on the spot here. And if you have any questions for Adrian, just pop it in the comments bar there.
If I don't know the answer, I'll just make it up.
So firstly, before we go into Buffini, all right, this morning you sent out your Friday weekly win.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about that, because I read it all relates to what we are doing today and our principles in our company. Talk to us a little bit more about your weekly wins.
Sure. So, I mean, a lot of the weekly wins actually follow what we're talking about today, Peak Producer and Buffini principles and so on. But the reason I thought to do the weekly win was just a little bit of, I don't want to call it inspiration because it's a bit of a mix. It's a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of motivation, a little bit of fun, just to keep the communication up, and hopefully each time there's a thread or something that someone can use. But as you would have seen this morning, or those that haven't checked it out yet, or that just moved my mail to to spam and junk, that's also fine. Would have seen it's a podcast from Buffini, from Brian Buffini, and he actually runs a podcast platform. So you don't need to go and wait for me to send out emails to go and find stuff. I just happened to find this one that I thought would be useful for everybody. But if you go hop onto Buffini's page or just hop onto Google and search Buffini podcast, there's some fantastic material there.
There's some very cool content there. And yeah, all over social media, you can definitely climb into that. And on our hub. So if you go onto our Remax hub, under e-learning, you'll find Adrian's weekly win and a lot more. So if you haven't used the hub yet, I would encourage you to. And for those that don't know what the hub is, if you want to find out, you just got to join Remax and you'll know what the hub's all about. So, Adrian, obviously, when I started at Remax, Buffini was my first introduction to Remax and its principles and philosophies.
Not a bad start.
Not a bad start at all. But tell us a little bit more about the history of Buffini. Why Buffini? Why Peak Producers?
So, the why Buffini I'll get to now, but where it all started was we still do go to the States probably once a year, once every second year for conferences and meetings and so on. And there was this speaker. Way back when I joined Remax in 2005, there was a speaker that used to speak from the stage to thousands and thousands of Remax agents and others called Brian Buffini. And for starters, he's partly entertaining. It's nice. He's nice to listen to. But more than just that, the information that comes from him and the wisdom that comes from him having been an agent himself years before, and then having started a training and coaching company, and then building it into the biggest biggest real estate coaching company worldwide, is partly the reason we joined. But I mean, we joined with them or are using their products and partnering with them. But yeah, I first saw him in the States, and I thought, wow, this is not US based. This is stuff that can be used anywhere around the world. I mean, in fact, you can take it outside of real estate and use it in other industries as well. So myself and our ex-chairman, Mr. Peter Gilmore, and founder, we flew to San Diego, which is where Buffini and company are. In fact, they're just north of San Diego in Carlsbad, and went to go and visit them. Then we sat in on all the courses actually that they were offering at the time. Back then, it was what was it? It was 100 days to greatness. 100 days to greatness. Just I lost it for a second. 100 days to greatness. And then at that stage, they were only introducing Peak Producer we're talking now 2008. And just looking at the product and the content, we thought, no, we definitely want to bring this to South Africa. So we were the first organization outside of North America to use any of the Buffini product.
Yeah,
and that's what we're going today.
And it's what an incredible product it is, and absolutely thriving here in South Africa with that with peak producers. And since I joined Remax, which is almost 2 years, well, it's just over 2 years now, close to 450 of our agents have been through the course, and some of those redoing the course just as a refresher, and then also just a reminder of what it is to be successful in this industry. And we've seen such amazing stats. So at our Sun City convention, I spoke about a few stats there about people literally doubling their commission. 2 years later, earning 7 times more than what they'd earned before they started Peak Producer. And with this group now that we had complete Peak Producer, we have a few special guests. Every single one of them improved in commission.
Awesome.
I mean, that's really something special. So I want to welcome our mentors. And it's so important, when you're running a program like this, especially when it's online. In office, I know a lot of people enjoy, and a lot of brokers enjoy running Peak Producer in office. Online, you need a very special person to run a Peak Producer course. That is a 12-week course. It is quite intense. And there's an accountability factor that's part of it. And you have to have very special people that run these courses. And we're very lucky to have knowledgeable, Grant's been in the industry for a while. So he's getting quite old now. Hannaline and Esme have been there. So I want to bring Grant, Esme, and Hannaline onto our feed for us here. Good morning, mentors.
Morning.
Morning.
Good Ryan. Morning.
Just call me old.
Firstly, I want to say, Grant?
You just called me old. I'm not old. I mean, come on.
You're with the same page, and I'm old, so.
Only because of what you said before we started the live stream. So firstly, from a Remax SA side, it's a massive thanks from all of us. And I know the network as well appreciates having you part of the course. It is obviously your time that you put into this. But the fact that you value this course so highly and you're able to facilitate it in such a professional way. And I speak on behalf of all of your students you had in the course that have sent me private messages, that filled out the Peak Producer survey. Absolutely loved every single one of you. And it's a celebration call today. As much as it's a discussion, we want to celebrate. And I don't think we celebrate enough. There's small wins that we achieve in life, and we don't celebrate enough. But today we are celebrating. So I'm going to ask Esme if you can start off with these, and obviously you can speak specifically to your group and just give them a little take-home message.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks for the opportunity. I just want to say good morning to everyone, and then a big congratulations to everyone that's finished the Peak Producer course for the time you invested in yourself and in your business. Well done. You persevered. 13 weeks is a long time to keep consistently committing. So well done on that. And specifically to my group, just want to say, remember the 15 minutes. That's one of the things I enjoy of this course. And I mentioned the 15 minutes. We commit to 15 minutes of starting a action, and that will help you to become consistent and skillful in that action. So just remember the 15 minutes. I think I just want to leave them with my new favorite saying, and that is basically be the now person. That reminds me to not procrastinate, but to do stuff now, because procrastination is the enemy of prosperity. So keep remembering that saying and live it. So good luck with your business going forward. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you so much, Esme. Yeah, massive appreciation from our side. Hannaline, I know that you are fighting a little bit of the flu at the moment, but again, thanks from our side. And I'm going to hand over to you.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, everyone. And as Esme said, well done on sticking this through. Well done on having the tenacity and making the decision to make a difference in your own life. Not going to say lots. I just want to say stick with the income generating activities consistently. I've said it throughout the course, and congratulations really to each and every one in my group also. And grown tremendously. I could see it from the beginning to the end, and that's amazing to see for me. Have a great day, and enjoy the rest of the session. Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks so much, Hannah-Leon. So Grant, I was fortunate enough to listen to your talk at convention, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the principles that you apply, in the Buffini course, as well as when you're mentoring, I think your group really, really benefited from having you there. And you've been with me also from the start of this Peak Producer online facilitation. Before you congratulate your team, I always like to, there's always a learning moment in life, whether you're listening to one of your talks or listening to a podcast. I'm pretty sure you've also learned from your students, while you've been mentoring this course. What have you taken away from being part of this online Peak Producer facilitation program?
Yeah, I think we chatted a little bit. And firstly, hello everybody. Hope you're all having a good day. We chatted a little bit offline, Ryan, just about how I always believe that people that come back and do this a second time, they drop off quickly. And that is largely true. But what I love is that I'll see little glimpses of where my thinking is wrong. And we had a couple of people on our group this year that came back for the second time and stuck it out for the full 12 weeks. And that just blew me away. We're trying to establish habits here. The reason why this is a 12-week program, and it's a pretty intense 12-week program, because your first 5 days is every day, and then you got to last it. So if you're here and you've done every single week, that's a massive tick. If you're here and you've done every single week and you've sent out the very first email, well done, because some people do this and don't even send out the first email. But for those on my group who came back for a second time, I think what I learned from this is that we can sometimes put an absolute thought into our mind, which puts us off doing something or responding to something. And all it takes is one person to prove us wrong. And then we have to understand that thought is irrelevant. So Charles is the one I'm thinking of. If he's watching, he did it for the second time. He stuck it out. And I love seeing things like him getting his first car or buying a new car, and just watching his listings come up on Facebook feed. And that was somebody who was doing it for a second time, who completely blew my limited belief of people who come on and do it a second time aren't going to do it properly. So it all comes down to the individual. If you look around you, always look for evidence to prove that your thinking is wrong. And that's where I get blown away from time to time, whether it's in my own office or whether it's on a course like this. If you are holding on to a belief and somebody proves you wrong, take note of it and make sure that you go back to the drawing board. So well done to everybody who's persisted, and particularly to those out there who've done it for a second time and who have formed the habits and followed the blueprint for success. Well done.
Thanks, Grant. It's always, I think you've probably done this course about 20 times already, and facilitating it, and if not more. But like you said, there's always a takeaway from every single course that we run and from our students that we learn from. So massive thanks again to all the mentors. Adrian, anything from you for our mentors?
Yeah, firstly, obviously, thank you to all of you. Without you, this all wouldn't have been, we wouldn't have been able to do this. It started with COVID, right? So this course used to be in person only, which is great. But the ability to now do this through platforms like Zoom and Teams and so forth, and have people in far-flung places like Hoedspruit and Palabora and etc. be able to do this is fantastic. The reach is so much wider. So I'm excited about where this is going. I mean, where it comes from was exciting to start with. We didn't have these types of programs. We launched it in 2008, 2009 was the original program. Buffini came to South Africa in 2012. I think we said to him, we'd show him a few lions and giraffes, and he was good with that. So we brought him out, and he came to Sun City. And I would say that the introduction of some of these courses, this one being Peak Producer, but with some of these courses, are probably the biggest point of differentiation that Remax has in terms of its competition out there. I mean, access to this sort of stuff, and it's not like it's rocket science. I mean, the mentors will attest to that. It's not, these aren't things that necessarily we haven't heard before. but one of you used the term. It's forming habits. It's how to brush your teeth, and then brush your teeth every day, and to get smarter and better at brushing your teeth. And it's the first 12 weeks. We always say, well, the course is 12 weeks, but it's the first 12 weeks of the rest of your business and your journey and career. So and without you guys, these sales associates that have been on the course and that will still go on the course, wouldn't have had that opportunity. So yeah, to the mentors, a huge thank you for your experience and the value that you add and bring to the course as well.
Yeah, thank you so much, mentors, and yeah, thanks for being part of this live stream today. Adrian, I think I'm going to ask you to say hi to some of our guests that are appearing here, all saying morning. I think they'd like to hear from you.
Why would they want to hear from me? They want to hear from you, man. I'm just here as the plus one. As your plus one. I recognize a few names there. See, my wife is there. Hello, Vicky. And maybe you guys can tell me where you're from, because I see Angel Jacobs in Niraj. Aurelia, hey Aurelia, how's it going? I know you. Jean Berta from Eastern Cape. Doreen, hey, that's my cousin. Hello, Doreen. Shelley, Larissa, Mark Lurie from down here in Cape Town. We've got Team Wizards. They obviously do their magic at Remax Dazzle. So hello, Team Wizards. And Cornelia and Paul and Geraldine. Hey, Geraldine's from Remax Panache. She's obviously come to see if you actually had work, Grant. Her and as well as Gita Chetty is also checking out. Karine, Gary, Detoy, Lepo, Mpo. There's a whole, and I can see now you're telling me where you're from. So there's people telling they're from Sagefield, they're from Klerksdorp, and from Joburg South, and so it's you can see it's all over the place. And again, just reiterating what I said earlier, a lot of these agents, sales associates wouldn't have had access to this program if it wasn't for the ability to do it over platforms like this with mentors like yourselves that are on the screen at the moment.
Yeah, massive thanks to you. So moving on, we've spoken to our mentors. We are now going to speak to some of our participants or students that were part of Peak Producer and are now our guests on this live stream. And, having chatted to them last week, I actually went into the achievements that they've achieved over the last couple of months. And when we speak to them now, I'm going to ask them a few questions about how they managed to take Buffini principles, Peak Producer, and apply it to their business. So I'm going to ask Aston to bring in Alta and Ashwin, Saliha, Al, you there? Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Adrian and Ryan and everyone.
So thank you so much for being with us today. It's so lovely to have you. Aston will bring you in and out as we go along. But I'm going to start off, Alta, with you. You are front on my screen here. So Alta, it's quite interesting because, you managed to sell a couple, list a couple, and without giving away too much, tell us how you applied the Buffini principles and what you learned on Peak Producer into your business.
Hi, good morning. My name is Alta Allen, and I'm from Remax Helderberg in Somerset West. And I changed direction in my career and joined Remax just over a year. And I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity as an older person to actually come in on the program. The Buffini Peak Producer training has given purpose and direction in my life. We are what we repeatedly do, and that creates an excellence in the results that we do. I've learned so much from this program in my daily activities and applying what I'm doing in my daily activities. So I want to say to Remax Global South Africa, a big thank you for this opportunity, and to Hannah Leon, which was our mentor for the 12 weeks, Beatrix, which is my principal in Helderberg. You have given purpose to my life. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks so much, Alta. And I know exactly what you mean, because the Buffini principles does speak to so many different circles of our life. And you hear us talk about the circles all the time. I think Adrian actually mentioned it in his weekly win today. And there's so many different facets of how Buffini can apply to it. And Alta, I think you hit it on the head there. There's so many benefits to the course. So thank you so much, Alta, for that. Al, I'm going to jump over to you now. When we spoke last week, you gave us a little introduction about yourself. And I pretty much want you to introduce yourself exactly the same way, because it was so beautiful listening to the way you introduced yourself and also how the course benefited you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Elle. I am from Remax, living here in Milnerton. I'm super grateful for the opportunity for attending the 12-week course for Brian Buffini. I'm grateful for Grant. Grant has been holding us accountable. I started 5 years back doing rental industry and had no clue that it's important to build up your database and to break bread with clients. With Buffini, this is what's wow for me, and I wish I had done Buffini from the very beginning. But now I'm still grateful. I'm thankful because now it's really has helped me to know exactly what I need to do daily, and it has resurrected my enthusiasm and now sharpening my skills.
That's great.
Very cool. Thanks, Al. And we spoke about it last week as well. But and this is slightly off Buffini, but it is part of Remax, the hub and e-learning. You are one of the top 10 agents that uses the hub when it comes to e-learning. So we spoke about you've completed almost 76% of the e-learning modules that we offer. Why do you do that? And has it benefited you?
Absolutely. We go through our daily activities, and like at the end of the day, contracts, we need to brush up our skills. I love that it's not too long. You can sit while I'm waiting I like being early in my appointment. So while I'm waiting, I can just log in. There's 15 minutes, 20 minutes lessons over there that I listen to. It's so user-friendly. You can go back anytime and catch up. So I love it about that, our hub.
Thank you so much, Al. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Saliha, waiting patiently there. How are you doing, Saliha?
Hi, Ryan. Hi, Adrian. Hi, everyone. I'm doing well, thanks. Thanks for having me on the panel. I am from Remax Living in City Bowl, Cape Town. And thank you for the wonderful opportunity of Buffini. It's a real game changer. I was in letting many years ago. I'm now in sales with Remax, and with this Buffini course, it's really changed the way I look at property. It's given me a sense of purpose and direction, and I feel confident that my momentum will continue on a steady upward stream. I have improved my lead generation. My day-to-day tasks are so much easier to do. I don't feel lost, or I have a sense of purpose. And with Remax infrastructure, Mark, Grant, everyone, an amazing team to have behind a person in property.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Saliha. And all the best for the future. I know that when we spoke last week, you're so excited. Actually, we spoke, was it yesterday we spoke, and you were so excited to be part of this and share, your experience as a producer. So thank you so much for that.
It is a game changer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an absolute game changer. I agree with you. Last but not least there, Ashwin, tell us about your experience, the 12 weeks on the course.
Okay, my name is Ashwin. I'm from Remax Marine out here, Golden Rewards in Richards Bay. This course has really actually shredded me and helped me rebuild myself in the sense of managing myself mostly, for me to help my clients, help my team, management as well. It's basically helped me even in social life as well, just to bring about confidence in manner of approach is he has actually been like playing in my head, Mr. Buffini. Like every time I have to approach someone, it's rainmaker skills, money maker skills, and it's just upskill me to a point where I just feel I'm expanding within myself and also sharing with my team as well. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thanks, Ashwin. Yeah, and a massive congratulations to all of you. And I speak to you on screen, but there are so many more of you that completed the course. And if you are watching, or if you know some of your colleagues that have completed the course but couldn't watch today, please extend huge congrats from all of us at Remax SA, from the mentors for completing the course. It's tough, but the value behind it is massive. And as we spoke about, the consistency is key, and about repetition. And Brian Buffini, actually, Adrian, I don't know if you feel the same way, but Brian Buffini almost sits on your shoulder in all aspects of when you're speaking to people. Yeah. He just sits there.
I think it's because myself and Vicky follow, we just spoke about the 5 circles. And I think that's the beauty of the program. Yes, sure, it's there to help you to improve your business, improve your career, to do more sales and so forth. But it's all encompassing. I know that he doesn't just talk about the business element. It's about the family, the financial, the business, the personal, and the spiritual. And it's filling up all of those circles because, as we know, if we spend too much time in just one, the others get neglected. And if there's if things aren't in sync or in balance, then things start falling apart. So that's, I think, what we love about it, is that it's more than just business. It's more than just the sale. It's more than just the client sitting in front of you. There's a lot more to this. That's why I say, whether you're in real estate or not, anybody that went on this course really would be able to draw something from it. So yeah, but we actually follow those principles back home. So we have our goals and objectives in each of those 5 areas that we try to work towards.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more there. So I'm going to ask Aston to, we're going to say goodbye to our guests, goodbye to our mentors, and a massive thanks to all of you, before we wrap things up here. Firstly, well, for those of you that are considering, Peak Producer, we are running our 2nd round of Peak Producer again in August. That mail will go out next week, so you'll get more information about that. And I'm sure those of you that have completed the course have had many people asking you, many of your colleagues and agents asking, what the course was like. Please just direct them to me or to our events team, and we'll sort it out and get them on the course as fast as possible. And also, now that you've been through the course, you've experienced it, you're able to encourage and guide some of those that are starting off on Peak Producer. So thank you, Alta. Thank you, Saliha. Thanks, Al. Thanks, Ashwin. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll definitely keep in touch. All right, Adrian, Peak Producer. Unbelievable course.
It is. As I said, it's a follow-on from the original 100 Days to Greatness. The results are there. I mean, you can't see them on the screen now, but the results, if you come and talk to Ryan or talk to some of those people that you just saw on the screen, or people that have been through it before, they'll tell you that they would have taken at least something away from that they could implement in their business. It's a great product. It's a great course.
Yeah, and the course, no matter how many times you do it and how many times I've been part of it, there's something new or you're reminded of continuously while you're on the course. I mean, the human brain can only absorb so much. And it's the same thing when you're sitting at a summit or a convention, when the keynote speaker, it's almost like if one thing resonates with you that you can take away, it's a win.
Yeah, I think, that's the beauty of this. It's not a motivational rah-rah. Like, yes, listening to Brian Buffini, he is entertaining, but like he always says, he's not in the entertainment business. It's fun to listen to, but there's actionable items on the back of every session, and how-tos, practical how-tos. And that, I think, is often the problem as we go and attend these conferences and so forth. And it's, when you're there, it's great. It's inspirational. It's motivational. And then you walk out and 5 minutes later you go, I'm not sure what to do now. What do I do with that info? Whereas here you get, it's fun to participate and to watch, but the content is so good that it follows with actionable steps, like literally paint by numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can go out for that week and do what you need to do. And we're not talking sitting in a session for a full day. It's it's 45 minutes to an hour at a time, and then a week of actionable steps.
Yeah, 100%. And that's it. As Adrian said, a week of actionable steps, and that's the key. So everyone, that is our live stream Peak Producer wrap up. I'm going to say a quick thanks to all those behind the scenes as well. Massive thanks to Aston here in the background, Zara, for pretty much being the backbone of how the administration of Peak Producer works. So massive thanks to you, to all our guests and to our mentors. Huge thanks to you. Before I say thanks to Remax SA, I'm going to ask Adrian, and I'll just put him on the spot. Any take-home messages there?
If you're watching this and you haven't done Peak Producer, it doesn't matter whether this is your first day on the job or whether you've been doing it for 20 years. I would definitely look into signing up for the next round or next Peak Producer course. I mean, it's all been said already. The mentors have told you, the students, for want of a better term, those that have been through Peak Producer have told you, we've told you. If that's not enough, go do the research for yourself. But take that first step and sign up and actually do the Peak Producer.
100%.
So I thought I would sign off from myself, because if Buffini was here, if Brian was here, he'd close off the session like this, because he does it every time. I have to read it because I can't remember it as well as he does, but it's an Irish blessing. So, folks, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and the rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the hollow of his hand.
Amazing. And not to take anything away, but it's Salih's birthday today.
Awesome.
Thanks, Mark, for reminding us there. Happy birthday, Salih. Have an amazing birthday weekend. Adrian, thanks for that. I think that's definitely something that you should share with us, and I'll share it on the socials so everyone can have a look at it. Thank you for being with us this morning.
It's a pleasure. Yeah, look forward to seeing you all at the sales rally coming up in just a few weeks' time.
And please come say hi. I've actually been in the background and watched people, should we say hi? Shouldn't we say? I know Adrian's 9'6", but he is very approachable. So don't be shy. Come say hi to him. Thank you, Aston. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you soon. Have the most amazing weekend. And remember, look out for the second round of Peak Producer in August. We'll chat soon. Bye.